What's going on, people? Welcome to the Postmortem, where we break down the game between Manchester United and FC Copenhagen in a game that was utter fucking chaos. That is the only way to describe that game. And much like kind of sticking with that theme throughout the full kind of group stage, every single game there's been a mad incident, VAR being involved, penalties, fucking just shit. There's never ever a normal single fucking day with Manchester. There really isn't. There's so many things to break down here, Sam. I don't even know which one to go. Should we just start with the VAR decisions? Is that the best one to start with, do you think? You're on mute. You're on mute.
I think we could be here for 2 hours and still not get to the bottom of everything that went on in this game. Honestly,
let's just start with the VAR decisions. I don't know if you've got the thingies on screen or what have you.
Which one are we doing first?
Fucking take your pick. Any of them. Literally any of them.
Let's go with the Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire first? Or was it Rashford?
That's the handball. No, it was the Rashford one that you got sent off. So we've got it on the screen, yeah?
Hold on. I've downloaded the wrong one. Let me just pull up. You just talk us through it while I download it.
Well, obviously, everyone already saw it anyway, the Marcus Rashford one, which he got sent off for. How that is a fucking red card in any walk of life. This is what happens when you pause something on a screen and people are judging a game based off what you see on a TV. It's absolutely ridiculous. He is clearly shielding the ball there. Marcus Rashford's not gone in on his ankle, like onto fucking stood him right on it. He's clearly using his body to lean against it. And the usual spot where your foot would go onto the grass, the guy's foot's there, so obviously he accidentally steps on it. But the game is fucked. It's absolutely fucked. You cannot send the guy off for that. As soon as you do that, we're 2-0 up. Rasmus Højlund, again, having his thunder kind of stolen, because the last time he scored 2 against Galatasaray, I believe, then. Or was it 1 or 2 goals? I think he scored against Galatasaray.
2.
And then that whole shit show happens again. And then we're like, right, well, what the fuck do we do with these referees? Like, how many times, week in, week out, are we going to have to discuss VAR and how many times they fucked up without them actually having to be accountable about it and having to come out after games and explain why they made that decision? In your mind, Sam, is there any substance, anything at all that you could argue why they would give that as a red?
No. He's shielding the ball. There's zero intention for him to stamp on his ankle there. Zero. He's literally shielding the ball and he's turning, puts his foot down, accidentally catches the guy's ankle, and the referee seems fit to send him off for some reason. For no reason I can see. I don't get it. I think we need to get rid of this slow motion and still image for VAR, because I just think it makes things.
The first thing he's seeing, isn't it? When he goes over to the screen,
much. Like, it's not the context of the foul, or it's not the context of what happened in the incident. You don't get the full context. All you see is his Rashford studs on his ankle. So obviously he's going to go, well, that's a red then. Well, it's like, well, no, it's not. If you look at it in full speed, without the slow motion, how he shields the ball and how he turns, it's an accident, and he doesn't mean to do it. So I don't get it. And the level of refereeing in the last 2 years seems to have taken such a dramatic downturn. Like, such a fucking downturn. And I don't know what's behind it. I don't know if because they feel like, oh, VAR will clear it up. And then they just go, oh, well, we don't need to really make a decision. We'll just wait for VAR to do it. And you end up with these decisions. And there's a couple of people in the chat saying it's a red. How is it? It's not a red. No. It's not a red. If he's tackling the guy and he's out of possession and he goes in on that, fair enough. But he's in possession of the ball. And he shields the ball and he turns. It's not a red. It's not a red card.
There is no malicious intent in that whatsoever. It's clearly an accident. It's probably a yellow card. You book him and you say, you're very lucky, be careful. Next time it happens, blah, blah, blah. But it's being consistent with everything. The Maguire one, I thought that was extremely harsh as well. And this isn't even red-tinted glasses at all. It's not red-tinted glasses. He's shielding the guy. He's defending his goal. He's doing what, every player does it in the box. They're kind of near each other, kind of grappling a little bit. He's blocking him off slightly. And it's hit his arm in a window like that, where it's gone like that. And you're like, this is... How many fucking decisions are we going to get given against us? We said on the show the other day, in the Premier League, we've had -5 decisions go against us, right? This is beyond kind of unlucky or whatever you want to call it. It feels like corruption. I'm not even. I swear to God, I'm being genuinely serious when I say that. It literally feels like something's going on at this point. because you cannot have that many bad decisions go against you in big important games as well. We were 2-0 up, cruising. That's the best I've seen us play for a bit, to be honest with you. We seemed like we was cruising. Why Copenhagen weren't pressing, I didn't really understand. It was a bit baffling to me why they didn't go for the jugular after half time. But we looked in control for most parts of the game. The red card slightly changes it, but even still, then like I weren't necessarily like hugely worried. I don't know about you.
No, the one thing I will say on the Harry Maguire thing, at least they stayed consistent and they gave us the same decision at the other end. Well, because I swear to Christ, if they would have gone, that's not a handball, I would have flipped my TV over, because that would have been the definition of corruption. The fact that they gave the Harry Maguire one and then they weren't going to give ours. So at least they were consistent in decision making there, because this is all I asked for. If I don't think the way Harry Maguire is and the way it happens, I don't think that's a deliberate handball. But if we're just going to get to the point that if your arm's outstretched and the ball touches it, it's handball, and that's how we're going to just label it across the board, fine. I'm all right with that as long as it's consistent. And they seem to have done that in this game, to be fair to them. They've consistently done that, and then they've consistently done it at our end, which I'm all right with.
I think the game's dead if you're giving that for handball. I think it's really, really going down the grid.
But if the rule is going to be enforced, make it consistent so it's fair. Like, the rule's stupid. It's a stupid rule, but at least it's consistent and fair. That's all I ask for in the rules. Like, I don't agree with them. I don't think they should be implemented. But as long as they're applied consistently, then that's as much as you can ask for, really.
I think that's flaky as fuck giving handballs for that. For Maguire. And even the other guy, I'm like, the only reason why I was screaming at the TV for him to give it to the other guy was that if you're going to give Maguire's, you have to give that. You cannot say no now. And that's the only reason why I was saying it. But at the time, I was like, that is so fucking harsh, man. And like the Bayern Munich, 4 games in a row now we've had penalties. 4 games in a row. Like, is it raw stupidity? Is it mistakes? Is it the refs not having a fucking clue? Because I thought the UEFA refs were better than the Premier League, and it seems apparently not. And he's had another shocker there with this one. And we've not even slightly touched on the goals yet. 7 goals in that game that we've not even spoken about, and that's because the actual game itself has been ruined by stupid fucking refs in VAR. And I fully believe this. I said this in a show that I did about VAR. The referees should have to come out after a game and explain their decisions, why they've done what they've done. They are never held accountable. It's always behind like a fucking letter or something. Oh, Paul, sorry we've ruined your chances at advancing in the Champions League. Sorry we've ruined this. Sorry we've done that. It's fucking bogus. Players have to do it. Managers have to do it. Why don't referees have to do it?
Do you know what's funny as well? Like, to punish them, they demote them to the Championship, and it's like, oh, the Championship. Oh yeah, they can go with the Championship. I'd be furious if I was a Championship team fan. If I was like in the Championship, I was fan of one of those teams. It's like, oh, we've had a Premier League come down here because he's too shit to be in the Premier League, but we'll send him down to your league where he can fuck your games up as well. Like, it's such a bizarre. But like the game itself, the goals and stuff like that, I think their 2 goals that they scored in open play, our defence is at fault for those. Like Dallo, what is he doing?
Again,
what is he doing? Like, how many games out in a row now? 3 games in a row he's been caught out doing that, and I don't understand it. In the Champions League, in 4 games we've conceded 10 goals. That's not acceptable. That ain't. If you can see 10 goals in 4 games in the Champions League, you ain't getting through. You don't deserve to go through. Like, it's the fucking joke.
It's weird though, Sam, because I'm watching the game, and I'm not disappointed in the performance. Like, in general, I thought on the ball we looked relatively comfortable. I thought Maguire was a rock again, which was surprising. I thought everyone looked actually okay. I thought Højlund was fantastic. 2 goals, finally providing him service. Wan-Bissaka did great on the first one. The second one, I can't even fucking remember. How did Højlund score the second goal? Remind me. Do you remember the second goal? What was it? Oh, Garnacho.
Garnacho.
He didn't square it.
Yeah, he hit it.
But he's in the right position. He scores.
Comes from a counter attack. Bruno gets on the ball, releases Garnacho, and then Garnacho runs at the keeper. So.
Yeah, and then you fucking he's currently top scorer in the Champions League at the moment, Rasmus Højlund.
And we can't win a game. We can't
win a game. Like, it's such a fucking letdown on him because he's such a promising player. You know, his dream story back at Copenhagen, the club where it started, scores a brace, could have had a hat trick, but Bruno took the penalty, of course.
Why have we taken him off and put Mount on? when we're trying to keep all of it.
That bizarre, another bizarre kind of Eric Ten Hag substitution where you're like, what the fuck? What's happening here? Why have you took him off? The threat on the counter attack. If you need a goal to get back into you take him off and put Mount on. Like what? What's going on here? Right, I want to gauge the fans' opinion because there's quite a lot of you in the chat. Talk to me about the decisions if you haven't already. The Harry Maguire handball, the red card for Marcus Rashford, and all the other fucking decisions that have gone on. There was a mention about the Onana direct line with the offside. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
You got that one as well?
Yeah. Let me find that. Is it? No, not that one.
We don't have to. We don't have to.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it.
You got it, yeah?
Yeah. I've put
Let's take a look at this one.
Shall I read out some comments?
Please go for it. Yeah,
because there's a lot of people in live chat. There we go. Kaylee Jackson never read anything in slow motion looked bad. Andy Williams, can we explain to me why I brought a top ball playing goalkeeper and kicking it long to a striker and it doesn't win headers?
Because Maguire and Evans are at the back. Sorry, that's a reply to that.
Paul Hansen, it was obviously not on purpose. Doesn't change the red. You obviously are clueless to the matter. I'm not clueless to the rules of the game. The rules are like if his intent is not intent. There's no intent to it. He's not trying to tackle the guy. It's not about the intensity or way he leans it. Like Henry Jones, I don't care. He's forced not to play him for 3 games now. Brian Casey, what a shit show. Henry Jones, every decision was right apart from the Copenhagen where he should have to a second, but I disagree. Brian Casey, it looks like we settled for a draw at the start of the second half. I disagree, Brian. I think we were trying to win that game on the counter, and then defensively we just looked absolutely naive and just let
with what we had.
Back.
With what we had, we've done pretty much the best we could. To be honest with
Brian, Dallo never needs to play at left back again. Yeah, he looks terrible. 11 for 11, the lack of traitor is brutal. We pass around the back 500 times. Dallo was the worst player on the pitch. Funny, I didn't see Dallo do his 100 high fives. Dallo doesn't get any top 10 EPL team. He's getting a hell of a beating here, Dallo. At least the 2 handball decisions were consistent. Jamie McGrogan, I mentioned that.
That was the only consistent thing about the game.
Is it me or did Rand look like he was scared to put a proper challenge in? UTFR.
Oh.
John Sharma, a little bit of bad luck and some individual mistakes. That was all. A little bit of bad luck, mate. A little.
Oh.
A little.
Listen,
fucking hell.
Raphael Varane, has got to go back on that bench, mate. If you're going to do shit like that, that was horrendous for the 4th goal when he plays it into him. And I've seen someone from the Dog and Duck on a Sunday do that, just fucking try to tow it away because they're panicking. He had acres of space behind him. He did not need to do that. He gives it away and they go and score. And people, when Ten Hag mentioned against Man City that he started Maguire over him because I think he was like a better on the ball or a better progressive passer or whatever the reasoning was. When you look at that, what he's done at the back, you're like, Jesus Christ, man.
Do you know what really annoyed me?
It's almost like self-sabotage. Like, you just pissed off, just fuck it, I'll just kick it. You know what I mean? Like, horrendous.
That was the thing. But the Dallo thing really annoyed me because it's so simple. It's so simple. Like, you got the runner behind you, and your first thing you do as a fullback, you check your shoulder. If there's a crossman, check your shoulder, see where your runner is. He doesn't check. 3 times.
No, the embarrassing thing is, he has a little, like, thing here, and then still...
He doesn't check though. Like you don't look and go, all right, he's making a run now. I've got to be aware of that. And the guy just steams in, and he just looks and goes, oh yeah, there he is, and then makes a desperate. And you just like, I don't understand the lack of just simple schoolboy defensive errors that we make every fucking game, And this is a guy who's supposed to be a Premier League, Champions League level defender, and he's doing shit like that. Like. I'm baffled by it. I'm really baffled by it.
Well, Harry Kane scored twice, I think, for Bayern Munich. So they beat Galatasaray, which means I think we're on 3 points. Galatasaray and Copenhagen are both on 4, and Bayern Munich are on 12. We've got to now travel to Galatasaray away in Turkey, where we've never won. Never won before. So that's going to be a tough ask.
We've got Bayern Munich at home, and can you really say that we're going to beat Bayern Munich at home? Like,
no, I really, I don't know what to make of it. I've got such mixed emotions analysing that game. Like, I can't. The pros and cons tomorrow is going to be out, so make sure you watch that because there's a lot of fucking shit to discuss. It's hard to when you're emotional and reacting to the game we are with fans. That fucking game was just like a roller coaster. I'm watching it. I'm like, yes, no, yes. What the fuck's going on? Why has he done that? I feel very hot-headed at the minute, so I'm trying my best not to be reactionary, but after you watch a game like that, it's hard, especially when we've had it game in, game out. The Galatasaray game was all over the place.
Yeah.
The fucking Bayern Munich 4-3, 2 goals in the last minute. It's like just carnage everywhere.
Do you know what it seems like in Champions League? We're so consistent on just giving away leads. Like multiple goal leads. We just give away every single game. Bayern Munich, just every time we got ourselves back in a game, concede goals. Galatasaray, I think we took the lead twice and concede and then end up losing. I think the Copenhagen game, barring that sort of last, the penalty save at the end, we probably would have conceded there. So that's another one. And then this one, the same thing, 2-0 up, first half, stupid red card. And instead of going, right, we need to be sensible here, keep it tight, don't give anything away, be defensively on point, and then look at where players are, and then counter and use Garnacho and Højlund as the outlet. And that's how we get through. And again, just defensive naivety and letting them back into the game and just gifting them the game. It's just, I'm so sick of it. Every game it happens. Every fucking game.
Yeah. We've got 105 people in the chat. Make sure you keep getting your comments in. Leave a like on the video if you thought that was an absolute shit show. And subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. In terms of individual performances, Sam, if we're trying to balance it out slightly, did anyone stand out for you? Was there anyone who impressed in terms of performances?
Højlund.
Who let you down as well? Talk to me.
I mean, Højlund stood out, doesn't he? Højlund is that guy. It just shows you we fed him the correct ball, like Wan-Bissaka with a great bit of play into Scott McTominay, put the ball across, he scores. Yeah. Where's that been for the last 10 games? Where's that been? Why have we not been feeding this guy? Because like you put the ball in front of this guy in the goal, he will put it away. The guy is that good, and he's been starving of service. And as soon as we start feeding him, oh look, we can score goals. It's like we finally got a striker, and we're not using him. So he deserves an absolute shout out because he's been phenomenal for us, especially in the Champions League. Like he's been unbelievable. And we need to use him more. We need to realise what we got here and give him the opportunities. But, yeah, he deserves a shout-out. I thought the midfield looked decent. Scott McTominay looked good. Eriksen looked good. Bruno looked better. Like, he wasn't up to his centre, but he looked better.
I thought Bruno was better. I did think Bruno was better.
Fantastic penalty. Like, what a well-taken penalty that was. Really, really well-taken penalty. And defensively, on the centre-backs, like Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans looked good until Johnny Evans went off with the injury. Varane looked very shaky. Really fucking shaky. I don't know what was going on with him. What's
going on with him at the minute, Raphael Varane?
Wan-Bissaka going forward looks fantastic. Looks really, really good, but backwards, a little bit naive. Dalot defensively. What is going on there? Honestly,
the goals in themselves, I thought his actual overall performance, I didn't think he was that bad. Dalot. And fair play. I felt like saying after the game, if we would have won it, or even if we would have drew the game, I would have said, you know what, I'm kind of proud of him in a sense because they didn't switch off. They actually looked like they was up for it mentally, which a lot of the times is questionable this season. They was fucking working the heart out. There's times when Garnacho was sprinting his back off to get back in position. And I almost had this sense of pride coming over me. I was like, if we finish this 3-2 now, thank God, what a fucking moment that is for us. But obviously, ultimately, you just knew what was going to happen in the end. And the goals, because he, like you said, Dalot and Varane, hugely, massively at fault from them last two. It's not looking away from it.
It's so weird as well as everybody was going, why is he playing Maguire? Why is he playing Evans and stuff like that? And Varane gets his opportunity like quite early. When did Johnny Evans go off? Like 20-odd minutes or something like that?
Can't even remember. It's relatively early, wasn't it?
And he gets his opportunity and he looks like that. Like I don't understand what's going on there. Like this is a Champions League winning defender. Like a guy like it's bizarre. Well, it's very bizarre.
We've got James on the show tomorrow, aren't we? So we're hoping he's going to provide some kind of clarity.
We got questions.
Oh yeah, a lot of questions. He speaks to us about Mount, Varane, Sancho, everything that's going on kind of behind the scenes at United. So we'll be on tomorrow about 7 o'clock. So make sure you come and tune in for that, and then look out for pros and cons as well. Should we read out some more comments, Sam? Because there's quite a few.
Yeah. Where did I get to? Yeah, there we go. We've done the Varane one. I expect bad luck at every game. Andy Williams. I'm finished with Varane. Lewis, positive as always. UTFR, tell you what, that Rooney looks like a right talent. Yeah, he's their top goal scorer as well, I believe. He's had like 10 goals or something. He's 17. But yeah. United Tactical Talk, this is disgraceful. UTFR, we could beat Galatasaray. You got more faith than I have, mate. Jamie Gogol will need to beat Bayern. Yeah, Bayern and Galatasaray, I think. I'm tired of this pantomime villain away form. We give the home crowd the best day out. I thought we silenced them quite early with 2 goals, and we were doing decently
measured,
well.
controlled, really good on the ball.
We shut them up for the most part. Like with their whole display they had with the theatre of nightmares and blah blah blah, we shut them up for the most part.
I love that moment when you know when they're throwing shit on the pitch, and Bruno's just like taking his time, kicking shit off. He's like, don't worry, I'll wait time. I thought they showed mentality in moments, but obviously important moments where they concede. It's questionable.
UTFR, your Luke Shaws and Bassif missed for us. Jamie Rogan back in January. He's 10 acted after Christmas, so there you go. John Sharma win it. Galatasaray draw Bayern. I think we have to win both of them. I don't know if a draw will be enough.
Well, if we beat Galatasaray in Turkey, we'd go up to 6 points, won't we? Galatasaray and 4. Yeah. You would think Bayern Munich beat Copenhagen, and then that last one's a bit of a dead rubber, isn't it? The Bayern Munich against us, because they'd be on like 15 points. So, I don't know.
Maybe they play a lesser team than rest their players. Maybe that's
you don't know. But then you're thinking, well, they don't want United to advance in the thing, so do they? Fuck knows. No idea.
UTFR, Højlund, Bruno, Harry Good, Varane, Dallo, Wan-Bissaka, McTominay, shit. Technical football, being a United fan from birth, it's hard. I'm done. I'm supporting Real Madrid. See you later, mate. You won't be missed. Fuck off. Tactical talk. I'm very mentally drained after that game. Mate, I don't know what to think.
That's it. It's blood pressure in it. United, and this season, the worst.
My mental health. My mental health is taking a battering, mate. Absolute battering. Horrendous. Andy Williams, they don't care now. They won. UTFR, keep the faith, lads. I'm trying, mate. I'm fucking trying. It's fucking.
They really do make it impossible, don't they? At this point, look, it seems chances very slim now. I mean, even if we was to advance, if we keep performing or keep giving away goals like we had done, it's pretty much pointless anyway, because you're only going to get as far as round of 16. As soon as you get a big boy, you can't be making mistakes like that against him. It is one of them where it's a huge blow, and it kind of like when you get winded in the stomach, because it looked good. We was comfortable. Like I can guarantee pretty much if we would have had 11 men on that pitch, we would have cruised probably 3 or 4-0 the way that game was going. That red card has huge significance, and the referees and VAR played a huge part in that. They're going over to the screen. It's paused on the screen. That's the first thing you see. That is obviously going to influence them straight away. Like, why are they watching it? That's not how the game's played when you go into the screen. Play it full speed as soon as he sees it. Let him have a look at it. I just think it's hard. It's hard because we're saying this week in, week out now. Like, I don't want to fucking get my violin out and be like, oh, United have been done over and done this, because there were situations in that game where we didn't help ourselves. But, I mean, come on. There's no one who can tell me in this chat right now that we would not have won that game if we had 11 men on the pitch. Not one person.
11 men on the pitch, and then a little bit of just not switching off defensively, because going forward, they did not offer that much. It was set pieces and balls into the box was where they offered the threat, and we were just naive and switched off. If you switched on and Dallo checks his man, he doesn't score that goal. The penalty, I disagree with it, but it's the rules, then fine. And then it's just it's such a weird fucking game, because that's probably some of the best we've played all season. Watching a game, I've not watched us play that well for a long time. And feel as comfortable and in control of the game. And then decisions, VAR, and it's borderline corruption. I would put on there. You
remember how angry I was after the Atletico Madrid game?
That was terrible. That was beyond belief. That one. That is insane.
It's maybe not that level, but it's not far away from that. We just had some other breaking news as well, by the way. Rashford's brother has been arrested on a charge of domestic violence. That's just broke now.
There's two red cards then, isn't it?
More shit going on.
There's a couple of quotes. Owen Hargreaves, VAR is getting out of control. All these decisions being made by images on screens. It's not what we love. And then they also spoke, Manchester United continues sack managers not the solution here, and Paul Scholes agreed, I don't think we can afford to set Ten Hag. We need to let him work. There was fight tonight. I agree. I don't think there's much pressure around him. A lot of these games have been decided on screens that I've just said that one. And then 9 defeats in 17 for United. Yeah, not in the best sort of thing. And then Manchester United have already lost 9 games this season. When United have lost their 9th game in each season when Ferguson left, and it's a very interesting thing. So 2013, 34th March, 2014, 40th, 38th, 61st, 45th, 42nd, 35th, 47th, 38th, 52nd, and then this season, the 17th match. That is, that's grim reading, that, isn't it? It's fucking grim reading.
I've just seen a quote from Højlund as well saying that red card completely changed that game, which is hard to disagree with. Questions about Ten Hag and things like that. Is that in your headspace at all, Sam?
No, definitely not. Like, you can see that the players were playing for him there. They were fighting. They were trying. They were really trying to win the game. I think we've spoke about this so many times. Like, the amount of issues at this club currently, it's unbelievable. Like, Ten Hag has had to deal with a generation's worth of problems at Manchester United in his first 2 seasons. His first 2 fucking seasons. Like, we could go through the list. Like, just off the top of my head, Ronaldo, Sancho, Anthony, Greenwood, ownership issues, people just De Gea, like the owner, Maguire captaincy. It's unbelievable amount of stuff he's had to deal with. Like, I've never known a manager like it, and I've never known a guy who's had to deal with this much stuff at a club. And because United is the most scrutinised club in the world and the most criticised club in the world, it just gets amplified to the point of the thing. So every week when Ten Hag loses a game or something goes wrong, TalkSport and all the various papers going, Ten Hag's job's on the line, he's going to get played. And it's just like, if you speak to the actual match-going fan or the sort of regular fans, you'll probably get a more nuanced view of it. I'm sure there's like match-going fans and nuanced fans who want him out, which is fine. But like, all the reactionary stuff comes from online, and these are from people who couldn't point to Manchester on a map of the UK. So I'm not too worried about that sort of stuff. A couple more comments. I'm still not over Lissandro red last year, still pissing me off. Yeah, that was a bad one. Not Thierry Brile. No, seriously, I'm a Liverpool fan and that club is dead. Both pens were harsh. Fair enough. Harrison O'Pair, Eric Ten Hag sucks. Yeah, let's just keep failing manager aware of the standards. Harrison, let me know when we succeeded since Fergie with a manager. You come back to me with that and then let me know. And let me know, if the cycle continues of us sacking managers, who the fuck do we get in? Who comes in and fixes this? Because there isn't one. It doesn't exist. No manager exists that comes in and fixes this. It doesn't happen. Special needs biblical Christian rapper. That is an interesting name. Jesus Christ. What is your favourite team? If it's not obvious by this channel, then I can't help you. Yeah. I hate football to end. See you later, Andy Williams. See you later, mate. Have a good one. UTFR, I wonder how many people in this chat are match-going fans, because not one match-going fan I know when it's tearing out. Go and support another team. Melts, I agree. Jamie Goggin, the boss isn't going anywhere. Ten Hag in, UTFR, and then Christian Rapper, you're wrong mocking Christ, repent or you're going to hell. Okay,
right,
then.
It's getting out of hand. Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
Getting out
I
of
like
hand.
it.
Yeah.
It's giving me a distraction for the fucking game.
Yeah. People going on about Ten Hag giving a lifetime contract and all that absolute shite. We're obviously not saying that, but there's perspective to it. You bring on Rafael Varane, who we dropped in the first place and had reasons to drop in the first place. He comes on and fucking gives them that 4th goal, pretty much. Just absolutely panics. Don't know what he's doing, don't know what's up with him, don't know what the situation is, and fucks the game up. Is that on the manager? That players make individual mistakes? Is the fact that Dallow's not spatially aware, looking over his shoulder, is that on the manager?
Is VAR? Is VAR decisions that the ref makes on the manager? Is the handball
the decision
on the manager?
For example, the fucking, I don't know, Mount for Højlund, there's discussions to be had, let's talk about it.
That's on the manager.
But I think for the first 40, 45 minutes, whatever it was, looked controlled, looked fine. Tactics, spot on. They didn't want to press us. It was controlled, measured.
That guy's going. See you later, mate.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on there.
He put something really mega bad in the chat, so he's gone now.
Yeah, blocked. That's absolutely fine. Look, I know it's going to be hard, people, but please do get your man of the match, and if you have a man of the match, in the comments section, let us know who you thought stood out amongst the absolute chaos. And then, if you want as well, leave a worst man of the match. Who was the worst player on the pitch for you? Sam, who's your nominations?
Man of the match for United, Højlund. I think the guy worked his ass off, scored 2 important goals. I don't understand why he was taken off. Very weird decision. I thought if we were going to get back into the game and score another goal, it would have been through him. Or the counter-attack, but the Ten Hag obviously made the decision to take him off. Worst player, I don't think anybody had a horrendous game. I don't think anybody was like severely bad. You probably have to give it to Dalot for the mistakes on the goals, if you're going to give it to someone. But I thought everybody played well, played to a decent standard. Nobody was outstanding, I don't think, but I don't think anybody was horrendous. I didn't see anybody playing like we did against City or we did against Newcastle. I didn't see any of that level in there. But if you're going to make me name a person, I'll say Dalot, because I think he was at fault for the goal. So.
Yeah, fair play to Højlund. The top scorer in the Champions League in this team is, with the lack of service that he gets, you can only fucking praise the man in it and just say, what a gem we've got there. Just hope the environment doesn't fucking ruin him and we drag him down to our level, which happens with a lot of players at the minute. I weirdly, I know a lot of people, I don't feel as negative as I did, like the past couple of games, like Galatasaray, and I know it's shit, I know it's happened again, and I know we should be in this situation.
The performance was there in this game.
Exactly, that's why. And it was promising because I could see bits. I was like, we was controlling that game, and then one thing just completely swung the pendulum. We play Luton Town on Saturday, so of course we'll have the preview for that. We've got the pros and cons dropping for this game tomorrow around 12, 1 o'clock, so please do give that a watch. And then we've got James from the Muppeteers on Twitter, a lot of inside knowledge about the club, so we're going to talk to him about Mason Mount, Raphael Varane, everything that's going on, and just pick his brain about it, because there's discussions that need to be had. So that'll be at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Press conference on Friday. Loads and loads and loads of content. So please do turn on that notification bell so you do not miss a thing when we go live. Drop us a follow on socials as well. All the handles are on the right-hand side of your screen. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that good stuff. And yeah, look, not the fucking result that we wanted. Højlund stood out. Mistakes cost us. VAR and referees, more to the point, fucking cost us as well. So yeah, unfortunately, we're going to have to sit on that until Saturday, lick our wounds again, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have much more of a clear brain so we can really analyse that, because that was just utter chaos. And if we've been reactionary and emotional, and
that's football, man. That's football,
isn't it?
Like, football ruins your day, or it can make you the best day of your life, and that's the emotion. And if you're not investing emotionally in your team winning, losing, going through a journey, then why are you watching football in the first place, man? Like, that's what it's all about. Last couple of comments before we go. UTFR, Højlund, man of the match. Jamie McGrogan, all the managers we've had a certain quality. Mourinho, Van Gaal, even Ragnick knows the business and game. It's a vicious circle. We need to keep faith in Ten Hag. UTFR, Dalot, third of the match. UTFR, have you lads watched the Statman David about 12 things Sir Jim Radcliffe will bring to United? Very interesting. I haven't, but I will check it out. Thank you for the recommendation. I definitely will have. And
we're gonna speak to James about that tomorrow as well, because I don't know if he knows someone at Ineos, or he's got very good links there. So we're gonna pick his brain about. We're gonna get as much information out of him as we can. He was ahead of the game in terms of like telling us Jim Radcliffe was coming in, and all the Qatari twerkers were saying no, it's all media speculation. And literally, I think the day after we had him on, the Sir Jim thing broke, didn't it? I think it was literally the day after we had him on. And every time we seem to have him on, something breaks. So maybe we have him on tomorrow, and then Friday, Sir Jim gets ratified and Paul Mitchell comes in. You never know. What knows? Let's see what happens. Big up to everyone in the chat. I appreciate it's hard. When United lose, the last thing you want to do, is listen to it more about it. But appreciate every single one of you tuning in. Like we said, we have content every single day. So stay locked in. Subscribe to the channel if you can. Push us up to 3,800. That's the next goal, so appreciate that if you could do that. And yeah, leave a like on the video for us, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video, guys. Try and enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Shout out to all the regulars in the chat as well. We appreciate your support.
Legend.
Brian, UTFR, Jamie McGrogan, all those people. If I forget someone, I apologize, but we appreciate you guys showing up day after day after day. So thank you.
On to the next one, guys. On to the next one. In a bit.
Peace out.